Good morning. Welcome to my second walk. Why people can't pick up their dog shit is beyond me. Really annoys me, that does. Yeah, my second walk of the week. And just to tell you how old I am now, did my walk up the other day, and hopefully the microphone's cutting out the sound of the cars going past me and everything. If you can see me, if you can hear me, let me know. Say hello in the comments. And if the sound's better than the last video or worse, let me know. And I will adjust it for the next one. Now, yeah, so did me walk. And then on the afternoon, I sitting on the settee, watching the telly, and I stretched and I pulled something in my back. So yesterday was a bit painful. Seems to be okay today. Whatever it was has loosened up a bit now. And yeah, so anyway, today's video, let's talk about burnout. Because who am I? I'm Chris Harrison. I'm the mindset maintenance guy. I specialise in helping high performers overcome burnout, trauma, and anxiety-related issues. First of all, what is a high performer? A high performer is you. Somebody who knows that they can be doing better. Somebody who wants to do better. Somebody who run your own business maybe, or you want to progress somewhere in a sport, or you want to do something with your career. You are a high performer. But that was a lovely sound of chains smashing on metal there for you. Unless the microphone's doing its job properly, in which case you wouldn't have heard it. Anyway, but before I did this, I had my own light haulage company. And I would drive around the country all hours of the day, every day, delivering whatever I could get on the back of the vehicle. And I did this, and when I started it, that was my dream job. That was the job I wanted to do. At the time when I started it, I worked in a bedroom factory. I hated every minute of it. And I remember one Friday, I left the factory, went to the bank, got a loan for 10 grand, bought a van, and that's where it started. Years went on. PTSD happened from when my dad died, which I'll talk about in more detail on another one of these. And then came the burnout from the business. All those hours, all those miles, things I saw, the people I interacted with. The company that I was working for, they were just money driven. And the company I delivered for, they were arseholes. And all of them were burnt out, the management, and they'd all like to use that to get a little power trip by making the driver's life really hard. Because let's face it, it shouldn't be a hard job, should it? Load up, I got to the destination, I unload and I drive back. That is the job. But down to other people's incompetence in that company, my life was made to be difficult. That went on for many years. And there was times when I got out of it for a bit. I had a little stint making saddles. It was interesting. But I soon found out that I can't work in a factory setting anymore. So went back to driving because, of course, old patterns, the brain always resorts to old patterns, and that's what I do. I'm a driver. Excuse me. So, 2020 was when shit hit the fan for me. That was the worst year. That was the year of everything. It was the worst year, but then looking back, it's also the best year because if I hadn't gone through that, I won't be where I am now. I won't be doing what I do for a living now. I won't be able to help people. When I was burnt out, I didn't want to know from anyone. And again, I'm trying to focus on the burnout part, not what the PTSD was doing, because I wanted to do a separate video on how that made me feel. But I'm guessing it all linked in, and it all had those shitty, horrible feelings day after day. And I used to joke with my mate who I used to drive with. I used to phone them up when I was driving along, having a chat with them. And the first thing they used to say, if it rang me, I used to answer the phone. I used to say, I ain't all dead yet. And they used to do it in a jokey way. I used to laugh. But there was some truth in the question. Or it come to my birthday. And I got this thing, I got this thing in my head that 70 is my cut-off age. I don't want to get past 70 because that's, you're in danger of Alzheimer's and dementia and all those nasty things that I really don't want. So 70 for me, that's enough. So I used to know how many years I had left till I was 70. Pretty fucked up when I think about it now, like that. But at the time I used to do it in a jokey way and people used to laugh and I could cheer somebody up. Brilliant. But in all seriousness, every day I went out in that van, even when I lost my business, because I wasn't running it as a business, self-employed lackey, really, especially near the end, making everybody else a lot of money, but not me. I was just picking up the scraps, and I just kept doing it. Then, when me and my then partner got a house, I sort of had to get something that was a bit more stable. So I ended up working, employed for that big company. What a mistake that was. Hang on, I'll press there. What a mistake that was. Let's put it this way, from what I've been told, there is nobody from when I worked there 6 years ago who's there now. That's the kind of company it is. And I would go there every day. We usually went in twos and deliver what we had to deliver. come back, and then it was a case of just nothing. I had no life. I look back, all my 20s I wasted because my mental health was in the shitter. You know, yes, I had happy moments and joyful moments, but they were always put a dampener on or something. And when you're burnt out, people don't want to be around you. That's a fact. Because you're an arsehole. I was an arsehole. We go back into that primitive mindset, that fight or flight mode, and that's what we do. We either run away from things or we fight things, whether it be verbally or physically. We see everything as a danger, a threat to life, when it's not. Looking at your bank account and seeing that you've overspent that month, that week, whatever, is annoying. It's not going to kill you. And if you are in a situation where your bank account is that bad, it's causing you some really horrible emotions, then you need to be looking at getting that sorted. But you can't run from it, you can't hide from it, and you can't fight it. Now what do? If you're refusing to sort it, guess what? Nothing's going to change there. So every time you think of your bank account, the oh shit bells are going to go off. Same with work, same with your business. If you're a burnt out business owner, do this. I bet you won't, but do this. Go and ask your staff what they think of you. I'll tell you the truth, which will hurt you, or they'll lie to protect their jobs because I think they're going to be trapped. Because most of the time, your staff are probably burning out too, because you taking your shit into the workplace. Guess what? It's not your staff, it's not your team's problem to worry about your problems. They've got their own problems. It is, however, you as a team leader, as a business owner, to give a shit about your staff's problems and get them help should they need it or whatever it is. But it's also your responsibility to be on top form. When I ran my driving business, I was not on top form. Not by a long shot. I wouldn't even want to meet that version of me. So that's how much of a dickhead I thought I was, looking back. Because when you go home, even if you're all burnt out because of the business, because of work, when you go home, you take that with you. And your kids, who might be older kids or maybe they're toddlers, I don't know. I just want to play. I've missed you. I want to see you. You're too tired. Or you're too busy answering emails, answering texts. It's 8 o'clock at night. You're all sat down to watch a movie and you're there thinking about a problem that's not there now. It's back at the office or back on site or whatever tomorrow. I don't know who that was beeping there or what. Maybe it was a fan. But the thing is, you take all this shit back home with you that belongs in the office, that belongs on site, that belongs in a vehicle, that belongs at work, belongs at business, and you take it home and you drop it in front of your family. And it comes out in anger, frustration. The kid don't understand. Neither does the kid understand why mum or dad or whoever has to work all the time. Because usually, and I see it a lot with my clients, they've come up with that lie that most people follow. If I put the hard work in now, it'll pay off in 10 years. Well, guess what? In 10 years' time, and I had this a few weeks ago, someone called me up. They started their business a decade ago, and their kid was just a baby. 10 years had passed. This kid is now a child, a young child, and this person didn't know who they were. And I'm assuming the kid didn't know who they were either, because he was out working, running the business, chasing this financial stability that all business owners, I guess, chase and want and crave. But it'd been 10 years. Had he found it? Clearly not. But the thing that got to him most was he didn't know who his kid was. Obviously, he knew it was his kid. But I mean, the person that the kid was going into, he didn't know. He didn't know what the interests or hobbies the kid had or how he was getting on at school, because he was stuck at work, at the business. And when he wasn't in the business, he was at home in the business. Notice how I said in the business, not working on the business. There is a big difference there. You can come up with 1,000 million billion excuses as to why you were feeling the way you're feeling, but guess what? They're just excuses. You have the power, whether you get help, whether you do it on your own, whatever, you have the power. You have the power to change your life. And I might sound like a broken record if you regularly watch my videos. Find the stressors, change them. Identify them, change them. It might not be a thing you can do straight away. It might be something else. The business that you're in now might not be for you, and that's why you hate it so much. And you've realised that. But what else can you do? You need the money, you've got to pay the bills. I can't go back to working in a full-time job. I can't go back to doing this. I can't. Excuse, lie after lie after lie. And it's fucking you up. It's fucking your family up. And it's time to stop. I help my clients take that control, take that responsibility. We are all responsible for what we do. We are all responsible for our actions. So let's take that responsibility for those actions and sort it out. Another thing to do to help you get out of burnout is set boundaries. By setting boundaries, you're setting or creating a statement that tells people no. You will not zap my energy. You will not take from me. No. Stop. And yes, it can be really uncomfortable if you're not used to it. But people pleasing is not a fucking superpower, let me tell you. People pleasing will drive you to burnout. What that? And also, don't care what people think. I don't. Some people like me, some people absolutely detest me. Fine. Their opinion, they're entitled to it. Will it bother me? Not in the slightest. I'm living my life, and the only people I want around me are those who push me to be the best, and those who I know I can rely on, why they can rely on me. We work together as a team. Anybody else, they're gone. I'll show the true colours eventually, because of how I am, and they'll just not be able to pretend they like me anymore, and they'll show that, and off they go. And again, you haven't got to do it in a big, dramatic fashion. It just happens. And people who've worked with me over the years, they've noticed, and I used to sort of ask the question, are you prepared to lose people? Because if you come to me, we do your breakthrough session, and you come to me and you tell me that, oh, well, I'll do everything for everyone, and I'll bend over backwards for my staff, and I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do the other, or people just have to ask, and I'll be there to do it. And you come to me because you want to get out of that, I'll ask you, are you prepared to lose people? Because those people who are using you to make their life easier will go. They might go without a fuss, they might make a fuss, but they'll go. And it'll be great for you. But sometimes these people are friends, family, whatever, and it can be hard. I'm not bothered about that bit. What I'm bothered about is getting you to a point where you're happy. And burnout, you haven't got to wait until you're burnt out to get help for burnout. That's why I push the message. We should get your mental health sorted out, like you do getting a haircut or a dental checkup or a doctor's checkup, whatever. Because this up here is your supercomputer. It's your high performance engine. It's you. It's your everything. Nothing exists outside your mind. Nothing. Because it's your perception. It's what you think of it, what matters to you. And if you're looking at everything negatively, your business, your career, your sport, your hobbies, whatever, you're looking at it all negatively, then you're never going to enjoy anything. You're never going to progress anything, because then your brain's screaming, well, this is shit. This is a danger. I don't want to do this anymore. Excuse me. And more than likely, you'll quit. And again, if that's what needs to happen, that's what needs to happen. I've had people work with me who've decided, once I've worked them on the program or whatever, that business isn't for them anymore. Because a lot of people start a business because they're good at something. They have a passion for something. And I've said it many times before, I started this to help people. To help people like you get from point shitty to point brilliant. I did not do this to be walking around doing a live for Facebook, YouTube, and whatever else this is going out on. No, I did not do this to become a social media star, an influencer, or any of that nonsense. But guess what? It's part of today's world. I have to do it. Get my voice out there, to get me out there. Do I enjoy it? No. I enjoy it more now than I used to. But some people, when you start a business and you go into that business, you quickly find that the bit that you love doing, the bit that you're good at, stops. Because now you've got to do your accounting, you've got to do your marketing, you've got to do your social media, you've got to do... As people don't start their business for that, unless, of course, that's what you're into, which you do. Now, yeah, you can delegate it. You can give that task to other people. And they can do it for you. Of course, that comes at a fee. Maybe if you've just started your business or you're in your first year of business, you can't afford that, maybe. So you've got to do it yourself. But now it's making you miserable. And again, some of my clients then have realised that what they're giving up, what they're sacrificing, isn't worth what they're feeling. So they pack the business up and they go and do a job where they can use their skills, use their talent, and go home. And the running of the business isn't their problem. Because running a business is a way of life. Don't know if you can hear me or not. I'm going past this busy mountain road. Hopefully the mic's doing its job and noise cancelling. Let me know in the comments if you're watching. Can you hear me? Okay. I say that. The comment section's really tiny on my phone. I probably won't be able to read it, even if you commented. But anyway, oh, and don't forget, give me a like, give me a follow, subscribe to my channel, whatever platform you're watching this on. I saw a thing the other day. I see a lot of things on TikTok and YouTube make me shake my head. Some coaching thing saying burnout takes 2 to 3 years to get over. Does it, bollocks? Unless they're seriously messing about. Burnout will leave you as soon as you've altered the stressors or had your nervous system reset, which is what I help people do. So you're not constantly seeing things as a threat to life, as a danger. Movable company? Not for me, thank you. Been there, done that. Never again. But again, I still enjoy the driving. I do a bit of part-time driving still. And last year, I had a lovely little part-time job delivering false teeth. And I really liked that. It was great. But I'm going to bring this to a close now. And don't you thank you for watching, whether you watch this live or whether you watch it later. Don't forget, give it a like, give it a share. The thing with a live is obviously it's unscripted. And I know a lot of it, the podcast, a lot of it I can ramble on. But I'm just having a conversation with you, and that's what I want these to be, a conversation. I know I'm talking to myself or looking at a phone and talking to a phone. But I want you to hear the words and I want you to take on board what I've said. I want you to make your life better. If you need my help, you want to book in a breakthrough session, get in contact with me. Let's have a chat, see what we can do. Come up with a plan of action. You're under no obligation to go any further, but to find out some information if you wish. And if what I have to offer you like the sound of, then we'll go from there. So I want you to do what you need to do to change your life, to sort your life. Because if you don't, something will probably happen that will change it for you. In my experience, and from what I've seen with clients, it ain't going to be good. It ain't going to be a lottery win. It ain't going to be anything nice. I'm Chris Harrison, mindset maintenance guy, graduate self-care focused therapy. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again on the next walk. Take care now. Bye-bye.